And if they come out clean.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Welcome back to another edition of Birds and Buckets, man. I'm Rashad Milligan. I'm joined here by Malik Brown. Malik, how you doing today?
Hey man, I'm feeling as good as you, bro. As good as you.
Man, you know, we had some stuff happen today, man. We had a little response and things of that sort. So without further ado, I'll give the people what y'all came here for, man. Low, Legends of Winning. He responded to a clip today. Holla, shout out to Holla. He clipped me up today with my response to my reaction to his reaction of the truth about Wilt Chamberlain's game, 100-point game. You pretty much just saying what, you know, a lot of current NBA fans and modern NBA fans say, which is, what do they say about Wilt in his 100-point game? They say, oh, it didn't exist. And now he was reacting to the fact of the details of the game that, you know, Wilt, a lot of times back in the days, he would snatch the ball from his teammates' shots in the middle of the air and put up layups himself so he could get the 2 points. You know, in the 100-point game, the Warriors were up by like 20 points and they would intentionally foul just, you know, to give themselves another possession so Wilt can continue getting closer and closer to 100 points. And that didn't make the game legitimate and things of that sort. And opposing players were like, that wasn't – I know a great game and I could give credit for a great game, but that wasn't even basketball. That wasn't integrity. That wasn't this and that. And I pretty much said there was no blueprint of what integrity in the game looked like then because the game was such in its early stages. There was no blueprint. There was no one to go after. There wasn't, you know what I'm saying, unless you're talking about George Mikan playing with a peach basket, you know, James Naismith playing with a peach basket in Canada. There was no thing to go off of. They were the blueprint for everybody else coming after them. And what Wilt did and the way he played, his athleticism, the way that he could jump from the free throw line and dunk the ball from the free throw line and free throws and change the rules of you can't dunk from a free throw line for a free throw. You have to shoot the ball. For him to have had the ability to qualify as an Olympic long jumper, for him to have the ability to be a Harlem Globetrotter if he wanted to, is the things that Wilt Chamberlain did, the way he played, if you watch his highlights, it looks just like LeBron James. Decades and decades and generations before the weights were available, the medication and everything that helped LeBron James become LeBron James were available, he was doing it. And his stats were something like the most dominant centers you could think of. So the Kevin Loves of the world, when he was averaging 20 in Minnesota, the DeMarcus Cousins of the world in Sacramento, the Dwight Howards of the world when he was in Orlando, Shaquille O'Neal, you go down the list, right? But those guys primarily that I named before, that was Wilt Chamberlain plus more. So he's great. And the whole thing with this low video was, it was a lot of people that have always made the joke, including Holla, which is why a lot of this was geared towards responding to Holla, of the 100 game point never happened. 100-point game never happened because we don't have it on camera. We don't have it on film. It doesn't matter. It didn't happen. He didn't even score 100 points. How do we do that? There's no footage of it. Every time on Twitter, you see a highlight of Wilt Chamberlain in high school and college. What does everybody say? Oh, I'm going to say it. Where's the 100-point game? It doesn't exist. He never scored 100 points. Kobe Bryant is the highest scorer single game in NBA history, right? So because of all of that, right, that was the rhetoric. Now that we've seen that the 100-point game happened, we moved the goalpost once again. Oh, I can't respect the way he scored 100 points. He didn't do it the right way. There wasn't no integrity in this. He didn't. Hold on. I thought he didn't score 100 points. Now he scored 100 points, but he didn't score 100 points the way I wanted him to score 100 points. Did he score 100 points or not? That's the question. Did he score the 100 points or not? Now that we have the question answered, he scored the 100 points. What are we talking about with Wilt Chamberlain? Wilt Chamberlain didn't play the competition, this and that. Did you know that Wilt Chamberlain grabbed the 55 rebounds against Bill Russell? This is something we bring up all the time. Low knows this. How do I know that Low knows this? Because if you go to his page, after he told me I wasn't doing enough research about his research on everything, right? And now he's retweeting all the Kevin Durant things, trying to make, oh, yeah, he knows ball. Even though you look at his WNBA, this is the thing, Low. Low, obviously, I've known you since forever. You're one of the most famous people on the internet in this corner of the internet, and you have been since dang 2017, 2018. Of course, I know who Legends of Winning is, bro. But every time I watch one of your basketball videos and everything like that, with the WNBA specifically, you didn't know what you was talking about at all, bro. Like, it was basic stuff. And I know you break down the game with the NBA to the T and the warp and advanced statistics and the eye test, and you could argue against the wall with Gilbert Arenas and Brandon Jennings and Jeff Teague, and you made players that were great look crazy and look stupid with basketball. I acknowledge and salute that. But when it comes to the videos that I've watched from you, I'm like, this dude obviously don't watch. He's never given it the right. And he said, oh, I just can't watch the WNBA. Or he makes side comments, kind of demeaning the game and things like that. He never quite just got into it. I'm on the WNBA side. So maybe that's why you never heard of me, because you never gave the WNBA a chance. That's a whole nother thing. Also, if you never heard of me, I get it. I only have 5,000 subscribers. My video with you, with Wilt Chamberlain on YouTube, currently as we speak, has 12 views. The video that got clipped up of me talking to you that you responded to has about 1,500 at this point, right? So I get it if you don't know me. However, you follow a lot of the people who do know me, who did grow up with me, who went to school with me. We worked side by side, and we from the same city. And we around the same age. We have a lot of mutual friends, including Holla, through the whole thing of this thing, We've been on the same podcast before, including Holla's podcast. So I understand you busy and you got 8 channels, and you know what I'm saying? You doing your thing, right? Salute. You motivate me, you inspire me, and things of that sort in that space. Now knowing me is a little, it's kind of crazy, bro. Like, it's like, dang, you ain't supporting Holla like that. I kind of know the people that's on the People of Atlanta podcast. You know why? Because Holla, that's my boy. They had Roscoe Dash on. They had KP, my boy KP on. They had some folks who run clothing brands, and they had, Instagram baddies and stuff like that. I know, because Holla, that's my man's. You not knowing, that's kind of crazy. I mean, at least you did the pod and you gave them numbers and everything like that. Salute to you. You a real one. But that's kind of crazy, bro. But yeah, he's been talking about, I bring up Lowe's page because he's talking about finishing. Here we go. I'm almost done with the 1981. He wants you to know that he's watching old games. Okay, so Lowe is letting you know I've been watching old games. You see this Mars thing? Please watch the games yourself. Don't listen to the media. Don't listen to former players. Don't listen to this and that. Watch old games. And he said, the more I watch, the more I see that people throughout history of the game of basketball have been overrated, this and that. Okay, you can take that for what it is. The offense is so bad, they're missing shots on purpose so Malone could get a rebound and get a putback. This is so unserious. Here we go. Watching basketball games pre-2015 is so funny to me. The amount of teams who just ran their offense through the post by default is truly astonishing. Harden, Bird, Wade, Allen, Houston, Price, no matter how good an offensive weapon was on the perimeter, big man still got a post touch. It's just the way the game was ran. It just is what it is. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, bro. That's why in my top 5, I have 2 posts that everybody hates and just counts out immediately because they played in a time of Jim Crow era. It just is what it is. Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain are still in my top 5, bro. There's nothing that people can say or do or try to prove to me to, prove otherwise. Bill Russell's the greatest winner ever. He has 11 rings. If we're talking about rings, right? So there's that. He's a player, coach, this and that. One of the best defenders of all time. He could have had a lot more offensive stats to make his stats just pop off the paper, but he cared more about winning. Wilt Chamberlain is one of the greatest athletes of all time. Plus, his stats, nobody else has seen stats like that. Dude averaged 50 points in the season. And then they said he was a ball hog. He just shot the ball too much. So what did he do the next season? He came back and led the league in assists. Nobody else, like, just because he wanted to. This is different. It's different. He got 55 rebounds in the game against Bill Russell, 100 points against Al Addles. These are black dudes. These are not, for forever it's been, he scored those against white guys and plumbers and all of these things and this and that. No, like, do the knowledge. which you apparently are doing because you wanted to announce to us yesterday that you're watching the 1981 finals. Now, all of these things, bro, I say this to say, Lo, I will continue to do research on the research that you have done on the game of basketball. Still, however, I stand on what I said, and my rant wasn't just geared towards you. The clip made it seem that way. Shout out to Holla. He know what he was doing to make it go viral, everything like that to make it go. But it was to all the fans that just diminish anybody who played in the NBA before Bird and Magic, bro. It's so annoying to me of like just acting like it didn't exist or it didn't happen. It happened. We can't just act like it didn't exist because it didn't happen in our time period. The greatest players of all time, the top 25, don't just start at 1995. It's not just Tim Duncan, Steve Nash, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. That's not it, bro. It's just like when people say, oh, man, we always going to hold on like, bro, Bron for real, bro. Like, you a unk if you say Jordan over Bron. No, maybe I'm just saying who the better player was and not just going off of recency bias. Yes, LeBron is doing this right now. That's amazing. That's sensational. Jordan did it better 30 years ago. What is the thing here? So that's my rant. Everything like that. I wanted to pull this up from Low. I wanted to pull this up from Low because this popped up ironically on my on my homepage in the midst of all.
First name in the top
and
10.
He's talking about some of his top players of all time. So I want to see this. Who he has. This Will Chamberlain right here. So we're going to see if Chamberlain actually makes his list. Number 10 is Curry.
Stephen Curry at his absolute best. Curry has really transcended the game. Argument for the greatest point guard of all time is a very legitimate one. The next name on the list is Magic Johnson. Even with his scoring limitations, the impact is like visually big. Moving into the top 8 is Hakeem Olajuwon, the definition of a two-way player, definition of a stat sheet stuffer. Coming up next, we have Shaquille O'Neal. The separator from me between Hakeem and Shaq is their peak. Easily could argue he has a top 3 peak of all time. Up next, Bill Russell, in my opinion, the greatest defender the league has ever seen.
Hey, we got we got Bill Russell on the top 10. Let's see.
Transcended the game on that side of the floor. Number 5, we have Tim Duncan. If Tim Duncan was a better offensive player,
well, he got Wilt in his top 5. I want to pull up what Lowe said in the video for me to react because you ain't about to gaslight me. I'm not about to be gaslighted. Let's pull it
I would
up.
damn near argue the top 3. And we move on to the next player, Kobe Bean Bryant. A lot of this.
He got Will in the top 3?
Bullshit.
So he must have Wilt 3. He got to have Bron 2 and Jordan 1 or vice versa.
That you niggas try to push, I don't fall for it. If a nigga is going up against top 10 defenses every single year, damn near, in the playoffs. Coming in at number 3, we have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem.
He didn't make it. I'm vindicated. I beat the allegations, man. I was trying to beat a case, but I ain't beat that case. I did the raise him.
This is again another example of just like significantly crazy longevity, playing at a really high level. First name in the top 10, Stephen Curry at his absolute best. Curry has really transcended significantly crazy longevity, playing at a really high level. First name in the top 10, Stephen Curry at his absolute.
Where's the video at? Yo, the comments belong on Twitter. I'd rather see. Okay. I'm gonna close the comments,
that's
man.
Crazy.
I'm not getting personal in this back and forth with Low. I'm just not doing that because like easily, bro, could be like, that's why you get 5 views a video. Like I'm not gonna get personal with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it basketball because that's a respectable thing, and I respect Low. Like I said, like Buddy came from the city talking about basketball. And got this for himself, dog. Like, this is crazy. This is off content. Like, nobody else was doing that in Atlanta. Like, this is some Kenny Beecham stuff in Atlanta. And he did it, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't doing it off of pure 2K. Shout out to Asian and Davis and, you know what I'm saying? Everybody like that. He was doing this off of talking about the game in a deep level, deeper beyond. So I have to salute that. He's self-made, everything like that. You know what I mean? So I respect him, like, for his grind and stuff like that. However, a lot of his basketball takes I be hating.
Oh.
And this one, the Kareem one was just like it was slap in the face to me. Hold on, let me see if Low has a full video.
Bro, where is the top? I'm saying where 2 and 1 at?
I gotta find out. All right, let me see. Low.
Wait, did he just post that?
2 weeks ago.
There you go.
I actually think he's better than Michael Jordan at his best.
Wait,
First,
hold up. He
in
got,
the-
Well, he got Wilt 12.
wow.
Nah, bro.
He got
Nah,
Will
buddy.
12.
Nah, buddy.
He got Will 12.
He got Oscar Robinson 15, Jokic 17. He got KG over Jokic. That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, who you got right now? Jokic or KG?
Jokic, for sure.
I'm not gonna lie, I got Jokic too.
Jokic, for sure.
He said that was a hell of a rant. It's still LeBron over Jordan.
It's funny, bro. He wasn't even arguing LeBron or Jordan.
We wasn't even arguing Brown or Jordan. That's the crazy part about his energy towards me with this. It's like, I suggest you watch, you do some more research on me and do your own, take your own advice and this and that. Unless this was orchestrated between him and Holla to turn me up as a creator. I respect that. If y'all was doing that to turn me up, I appreciate it. I take it. Give me the 20K. I've been saying road to 10K. If we beef and you respond with a video, I get the 20K. So we both win. We both from Atlanta. We both black. You know what I mean? Hold on. Let me see. The Kareem. Will Chamberlain 100-point game. Let me see from Low. There it is right here. Okay.
shout out to Pablo for those who may not be
Okay. So here we go.
You really did your due diligence. You did your homework.
Here it is.
Like, these niggas is lames. But I do think of who exists in a space who are trying to be like purist people. And so I always find it like so odd that like there's these like new people who exist in a space who are trying to be like purist of the sport. And this is not like me knocking them, but at some point, as you are trying to preserve history, which I think is very admirable. So I don't want to make it seem as if like what they're doing is like, oh, like these niggas is lames. But I do like question, like at some point, like, are you going to be serious about what you're watching? Like at some point, you got to be real about what you're watching. If you really did your due diligence, you did your homework, and you start seeing Wilt Chamberlain doing that, you didn't from that moment on, you didn't really start questioning what else niggas was doing at that point in time. You didn't do your due diligence to figure that out. Like niggas is talking about how many he racked up so many different blocks and how many points he scored. And then it all resulted in like mid offenses. You didn't really ask yourself like, how is that possible? How was that possible? How is it possible? He didn't have good enough teammates. How do you know that? If his teammates are shooting a shot and this nigga is literally tipping the ball out of the air as they're shooting the shot so he can get the ball and score 2 points. How the fuck do you know if his teams are good or not?
And obviously my response to that was just pulling up the stats and being like, okay, even if we go beyond the 50s and the 60s and just go into the 70s, where we will consider more modern basketball, when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was an active player and everything like that, he was still averaging well into his 30s and deep into his career, way before medicine and everything like that. So if you're doing this in your 30s back then, it's way more impressive than kind of what it is now. He's still averaging 20 and 20. So he did it when he was cheating and stat padding. He did it when he was playing 58 minutes a game when, you know, the game time now is capped off at 48 minutes. All of these things. He did it in the 70s. He did it in the 60s. He did it in the 50s. Every era of basketball, every era that he played, he dominated. He dominated as an old man that was about to retire. So it's like, so I'm saying, like, now what? You keep moving the goalposts for this man just because he didn't win. And I get it, he didn't win and stuff like that, but I'm not saying he's the GOAT. I'm just saying he's the best to ever do it without winning. He's the best to ever do it without winning. Like LeBron has won. Like even though he loses more than he wins, he still won a lot of times. He won 4 times. Wilt is the best loser of all time. Let's just stand for something, bro. You score 100 points in the game, you get 55 rebounds in the game, you're one of the greatest. You're top 5 for me. I'm sorry. You average 50 points in the season, You're top 5 for me. I'm sorry. I didn't know that was such a controversial take just because you guys discredit everything in it from the Jim Crow era. Just because he had to sip from a different water fountain doesn't mean that he didn't do it. Like, that's all I'm saying, bro. So, Lo, that was my response to you, everything like that. I'm going to clip this up. If Holla grabs it, you might see it again and say something. If not, I respect it, everything. I appreciate the clout. I appreciate the shout out. That's love, brother. Thank you for taking the time out to acknowledge me. Yeah, yes, sir. Like Malik said. But to also say you don't know me, bruh, like, you might not know me. Like I said, the video got 12 views. However, I've been doing my thing in Atlanta for a little minute. We the same age and we got a lot of mutual friends, bro. To say you never, that's cool. You know me now. My name is Rashad Milligan. Nice to meet you, brother. This is the road to 10K subs. If y'all new to the channel, Malik, let's get into it. Let's talk some NBA basketball.
That's great, man.
Jeez Louise. Let's talk about basketball. All right. Hawks schedule 2025. This is my first time actually looking at the schedule. I like kind of saved it.
Actually, I looked at like the first 6 games. I didn't kind of look at anything after that.
Okay, bet. So speaking of the first 6 games, you have Toronto at home, Orlando on the road, OKC at home. So OKC, the defending champs, come early in the season to Atlanta. Then you have Chicago on the road, Brooklyn on the road. They're on the road a lot, and I think they play. They split their Los Angeles series this year. Jamila Johnson pointed that out because, Jamila always goes out to LA, stays with a friend out there, and then goes to both games, the Clippers and the Lakers. But this time I think the Clippers game is in November, like November 10th, and then the Lakers game is in January. Let me see. It is the Lakers at home in November. And wait, where's the Clippers game? On the road. Oh, there it is right there, November 10th. I'm tripping.
That's actually pretty weird. I'm not gonna lie, that's very weird.
Yeah, splitting up the LA trip.
Yeah.
So instead, they're still staying in Cali. They're just going to Northern Cali, South Cali for the Clippers, and then going to North Cali. And that'll be the John Collins Bogey reunion on the road, all the daps and stuff like that. And then when they come here to Atlanta, that's December 3rd. Oh, that's a Wednesday? I might pull up for that. That's the middle of the week. That ain't football. I might pull up for that joint. That's gonna be fun.
I saw somebody say it's probably Mike Conti. He was like they play the Pelicans on the 22nd and the Falcons play the Saints the 23rd at New Orleans.
Oh, when is that?
November 22nd.
Oh, that's Saints weekend?
Yeah, that's hate. That's New Orleans hate week.
Dang.
So both teams gonna be in New Orleans.
The city about to be in. I know my boy, he said he was pulling up because he always wanted to go to a Falcons game in New Orleans, because that's always been a thing. And vice versa. New Orleans fans love to go to Atlanta for that game over there. That's going to be a weekend, but the Hawks won't be there. They'll be right back at home next day. Charlotte,
yeah.
They'll be right back at it.
Dang, back to back. Dang.
What do you think about Charles, by the way? Side note saying.
Bro, that's what I was laughing at.
Andre Drummond.
That's why I laughed.
Andre Drummond in his life will never be able to score 100 points. Like, Andre Drummond was literally doing the 2020 thing. He was doing it every night, but he would never get above 50 points.
Yeah, no.
Never.
Andre's not doing that, bro.
Never. Like, this, you have to think about it like this, bro. In the fourth quarter, when the Knicks wanted to stop Wilt Chamberlain and the Warriors were intentionally fouling the Knicks so they could get the ball back and everybody in the building knew it was going back to Wilt Chamberlain. They knew that. Wilt Chamberlain once shot 0 for 10 in the finals game from the free throw line. Airball free throws, it was like, it's a notorious game, right? It's one of the more famous, worst performances in NBA history, right? They still couldn't stop him from getting 100 points. That's how good he was, bro. That's how good he was. Like, everybody in the building knew it, and he still got to 100. So we just gonna discredit that because come on, man. Like, that's all I'm saying, bro. Andre Drummond is not getting no 100 points.
Andre Drummond is kind of crazy, bro.
they said that with Angel Reese, but Angel Reese, I ain't gonna lie. I could get that a little more. I could get that a little more because they stats is a little more similar.
That's true.
That's a little more similar. Like Angel Reese, she kind of stays in the ballpark of 30-20, 20-20. You know, she's never done something like 50, 30 rebounds, you know.
True.
Wilt was doing 55 rebounds, 100 points. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Andre Drummond can never lead the league in assists just because they said, no, you shoot the ball too much, Andre Drummond. You dunk the ball too much. Bet I'm going to lead the league in assists from the post. Like, Andre Drummond cannot do that. And salute to Andre. Shout out to I ain't even gonna do that. I ain't even gonna be messy. But shouts out to my brother Mo Knows. If you know, you know.
And if they come out clean.